Good evening and welcome to another edition of Morehead Today. I'm your host, David Ray Gillum. On today's show, we have Student Alumni Ambassadors Kenna Allen, as well as University Conference Services Lauren Buck. For our musical guest, we have Mike Farr. Stay tuned, you're not going to want to miss this, only here on Morehead Today. Welcome back to Morehead Today. Please welcome our first guest, Student Alumni Ambassadors, Ms. Kenna Allen.
Hello, David
Hello,
Ray.
Kenna. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing well. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well.
So you are the advisor of an organization called Student Alumni Ambassadors, correct?
That is correct.
Can you tell us a little bit about that organization?
Absolutely. First of all, the Student Alumni Ambassadors are a group of about 30 students. Depending on recruitment, we'll have a few more than that, the way that the number of students fall. But basically, this student organization serves not only the Alumni Association, but also the President's Office. And anytime that there is a presidential event on campus or off campus, and alumni events the same on or off campus, we try to incorporate some sort of student element. We always want the alumni and donors and attendees of these events to be able to talk to a student. And so these Student Alumni Ambassadors are a group of students who have not only been, I guess you would say trained, but kind of just tailored to make sure that they have all the information that they need when an alumni were to approach them about a question that they would have for something regarding Morehead State. Of course, they have the ability to interact with many alumni, not only them, but then also the donors to the institution. So things about our campaign and fundraising, they have questions that they are asked about those types of things. And then you just have your general alumni who want to talk about the good old days and what it used to be like to be a student on campus versus the difference of our students telling them what it's like to be a student on campus today. So that's kind of it in a nutshell.
Tell us a little more about these events that the Student Alumni Ambassadors go to.
Okay, well, the Student Alumni Ambassadors get to work a variety of events. They get to go to alumni receptions on and off campus, so sometimes they get to travel to Lexington, Louisville, Cincinnati, into the region. Of course, we've got Hazard, Pikeville, Prestonsburg. We always like to take a student with us so that the alumni there, of course, have the ability to talk to not only the president or alumni officers and that type of thing, but also the students, because they, of course, want to reminisce about the glory days. But they also get to work events like the Lynn Miller Room and the President's Box at the football game. Those are the two locations that we host alumni at, or donors or friends of the institution during sporting events. and so they're able to be there to check them in. And of course, there's a pass list that we have to work off of, and they check those people in. They know who the special guests are. They have IDs, and they're taught kind of who the important people are with the university in part of their training as alumni ambassadors. So they know who the Board of Regents are. They know who the Alumni Board of Directors, the Foundation Board, past retirees, past presidents like Dr. Grody. So they know kind of who the who's who are of Morehead State. So they're able to work with them on a regular basis. Of course, they've also got the gala, which they get to dress up for and go and mix and mingle with that audience, as well as homecoming. And homecoming is always a great time to have alumni back on campus, and the ambassadors find it a very fun and exciting time to be able to reminisce with those alumni, to be able to hear about what they expected as students and kind of how things have changed now.
Awesome.
So,
well, we have to take a short break, but we'll be right back with Kenna Allen. Stay tuned. And we're back to Morehead Today with Miss Kenna Allen. Thank you again for joining us.
glad to be here.
So we're talking a lot about the what student alumni ambassadors do. Tell me a little bit about the impact that the alumni ambassadors have on alumni funding to the university.
Well, I will definitely say that the student alumni ambassadors have the ability to kind of pull on the heartstrings of alumni and really show them why it's important to be a participating alumni, meaning that they are financially giving back to the institution. Having the students at these events kind of gives the alumni and donors and friends of the institution the ability to kind of see what they're investing in when they do give back to the institution. So they're able to see the stories of, you know, the young men and women who may or not have had the opportunity to come to college unless they had scholarships that these individuals are then donating to. So they have the ability to pull at the heartstrings. And then kind of on the flip side of that, and this may be a question you're getting to, is kind of the benefit of being a student alumni ambassador.
Exactly.
On the flip side of that, not only are the ambassadors able to help the university, but these alumni that they're talking with are able to then help them as students, whether it's by getting them an internship, references for a job opportunity, or something later on, just professionalism that they can learn from these individuals. There are countless relationships that I could name to you from events like these that student alumni ambassadors have gained, that kind of networking web much earlier on than maybe a traditional student who wouldn't necessarily have this opportunity or wouldn't know to start that networking web early. But those relationships start from the ground up. We've got freshmen that now have relationships with Amber Philpott or with Wayne Martin or with Jim Booth, alumni who are very, very impactful, and they've met these individuals through alumni events that they've been at. So it's really outstanding, the kind of symbiotic relationship that can entail. You know, one is invested in the other, while on the flip side they're again invested in the students as well.
How does a student get involved in this organization?
Well, there's a few different ways. First of all, we try to be at all of the events where any sort of student organizations are advertising for involvement, like SOARs and any sort of event orientations. But basically, they just need to apply, no matter where they hear about it, whether they hear about it through a reference, through a current student alumni ambassador, if it's at an event like that, they need to apply, and they can go to our website, which is www.moreheadstate.edu/orgs/SAA. So it's basically the main student organization page, and you can find student alumni ambassadors from that. They go on there, It's a very short application process. It basically just asks kind of what else they're involved in, why they want to be involved in Student Alumni Ambassadors, a little bit of background history kind of on them, kind of what type of student they are, of course, their GPA, and then their time commitment or time constraints that they may have. And then beyond that, they'll go through a short interview process with our executive board, and then we send out letters allowing them to know whether or not they have made the cut or if they need to maybe hang around. We've had a lot of people who have, you know, it's maybe taken them a couple semesters to get in, but they still come to our events. We're happy to do that. One thing I didn't mention earlier, we have a philanthropy event called the Nearly Naked Mile, which is it's a lot of fun, but that's an event that a lot of our students come to and just kind of to try to remain involved if they maybe didn't get in the first go around. But so really there's just a variety of opportunities with Student Alumni Ambassadors.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for being on the show. That's all the time we have for today, and thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
We'll be right back after this short break.
Breaking news. Events happening in Morehead. Special guests. Weather updates. There when you need it. Channel 77. News Center. Thursdays from 5 to 5:30.
Welcome back to Morehead Today. We're here with our musical guest, Mr. Michael Farr. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, David. How are you doing?
Doing well. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So tell us a little bit about the music that you play.
I mainly play like acoustic folk kind of music right now. I like to always say that my dream is to create really weird country music, but mainly I write a lot of my own stuff. I've worked with a couple friends of mine, Corey Swearingen, who we have a little group called Muhammad Ali Lincoln, which we've played on the show in the past, and also have a little thing with Mike Clark, who we call our band Captain Nebraska, where he plays drums and I play guitar. But that's some of the musical stuff I do.
Cool. What kind of venues do y'all play at?
I've played mostly in Lexington a few times, and I've played in a couple shows in Somerset. And when they used to have the Front Porch Restaurant here before it closed down, I played quite a few shows there, especially alongside the wonderful Jake Bency, who's another great musician from this area.
Cool, cool. Well, what are you actually majoring in now?
I'm majoring in communication production, which I guess is now convergent media, but I guess it'll still say production on my degree or something, but I don't know
Same here.
how that all works. But yeah, that's what I'm majoring in. I am graduating this spring, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Cool. Well, what do you actually want to do with that major?
I would like to hopefully just find any kind of work I can as soon as I'm out. Maybe if it's working for a news station or doing some freelance stuff, maybe editing some stuff, just whatever. As long as I can get my feet wet, I'll be happy.
Do you plan to continue doing music throughout?
Oh yeah, I think music's always been kind of a hobby for me, so it's always something I enjoyed doing. I could sit down and start playing, and I don't think I'll ever stop doing it, really.
Cool, cool. Well, what is the first song you're going to play for us?
This is a song I wrote, and it is called Honey.
Awesome. Well, Michael Farr with Honey.
Soldering iron across my metal face. I never lost Mississippi's grace, and rusted over down to every single nail. My patched up wheels all stuck to the ground, whispering woven words to your ear, carrying you away from all your flaws and fears. whistle and a flood of tears. You never tried so hard to get out of here. And will I ever feel this way again? And will I see you on the south end? Jars of wine and yeah, jars of gin, honey, I know you've been living. I rode the riverboat up to the north. The air was clear and it was cold, of course. And when I stepped off of that Cincinnati dock, all I had was $50 and an extra pair of socks. Found you in an old worn down saloon, tossing back shots of liquor with your eyes as big as a moon. I sat down beside you and I saw your fading grin. Said you felt old and I said you still were young within. Will I ever feel this way again? And will I see you on the south end? With jars of giant wine and yeah, jars of gin, honey, I know you've been living in the sand. Will I ever feel this way again? Will I see you on the south end? Jars of wine and yeah, jars of gin, honey, I know you've been living in sin.
Hello, 006 here. Today I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite gadgets, the Eagle Card.
Beaker bucks are a cool gadget to use on campus, anywhere from vending machines to the bookstore. They are even accepted at restaurants around Morehead.
Beaker bucks are way safer than cash and have gotten me out of many sticky situations. Until next time.
And welcome back to Morehead Today. Please welcome our next guest, Conference Services, Miss Lauren Buck. Hey, Lauren.
Hi.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Well, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
How's everything been going?
Good. So far, so good.
Pretty busy?
Yep. Semester's winding down, so everything's picking up. So.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, tell us a little bit about what your role entails on campus.
Well, I am the business manager of the University Center and Conference Services. I'm in charge of all the money that runs ADUC, our agency accounts, which are conference groups and summer camps, and I schedule Button Auditorium, Drill Room, and Rifle Range, and I schedule all campus facilities.
So a job like this must have a lot of contact with students.
Yes, I work with students daily, scheduling their chapter meetings for fraternities and sororities, weekly meetings for student organizations, any events that they might plan, any events that they want to do on any of the lawns on campus. I help work with them on those.
What types of events do most student organizations like to have that book with you?
Most student organizations like to have any kind of sporting event or activity on campus. We get a lot of ultimate frisbee, a lot of soccer, a lot of just meetings. A lot of our students like to sit and meet. Some of them will have movies that they want to show their organizations. Just really anything that they can think of. It's a vast variety.
So MSU is compatible with most any idea that an organization would probably have.
Oh yes, yes.
You said that you book events in Button Auditorium. Mm-hmm. What types of events do you book in Button?
Theater events. Right now I'm working with the theater department on their spring show. I have student organizations do philanthropy events, Miss Push, Coyote Follies, SOAR, open house, anything, any large event that the university will have, I'll do that, but mostly with students. It's mostly philanthropy events, any kind of pageant or show that they want to have.
How much work does it take to put into big events like that you'll hold in Button?
Most students will start planning at least 2 to 3 months in advance. I'll work with them from the beginning of, we've got this idea, how can I make it happen, and I'll work with them on help realizing their dream of what that event will be. But mostly 2 to 3 months in advance. It's quite a lot of work. There's a lot of things to go over: security, insurance, seating, accessibility, and then if they're bringing in a presenter, any kind of speaker, or even a band, what kind of needs that they want. So there's a lot that goes into planning large events in Button.
How does a student organization go about booking these events?
All they have to do is come by the front desk of ADUC or fill out the reservation form online. If we have any questions, we'll contact them and help guide them in what they want to do, any kind of forms that they might need, any insurance they might need. We work with student organizations if they need catering for their events, if the police department needs to be involved, custodial services if that's necessary. So our office is essentially a one-stop shop with anything that students might need. We'll try to get in contact with everybody for them and think of things that they might not have thought of in order to make their event a success.
A lot of students on campus are interested in careers that deal with event planning.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider this to be your job?
Yes, I would be considered an event planner. I often joke that I get paid to party with college students. Essentially everything I do is, there's a lot going on in Morehead, there's a lot going on campus. People might not think so, but there is a lot going on. My office is a part of everything, and all it really is one large event that we're doing day after day.
What advice would you give to students that do aspire to be an event planner like yourself?
Stay organized, invest in a good calendar, work on patience. It takes a lot of patience to deal with some of the things we deal with, and just have an enthusiasm for it. If you don't like what you do, it's going to be a job. To me, this is too much fun to have. So just work on the patience is probably the biggest thing I could offer.
How do you feel about glitter in Button Auditorium?
I hate glitter. I hate glitter. I hate confetti. We're not talking about that.
Well, that's good, because that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much again for coming on the show, and we hope to have you again soon.
Sure.
Thank you. We'll be right back after this break. Welcome back to Morehead Today. We just had Conference Services Lauren Buck on the show, and she was recently involved in an initiative from the Communications and Marketing Department on a video called MSU Pep Talks. So we're going to watch Lauren Buck's MSU Pep Talk right now.
I think it's time for a pep talk. Now that spring break's over, you've had a week away. We want to help you finish strong. Here are 3 simple steps with Lauren Buck. Step 1, stay organized. Purchase a planner. Use your syllabus. Write things down. Go to the library, the tutoring center. Talk to your advisor. Make sure you are on task for getting this semester completed. Step 2, take care of yourself. Visit the campus rec center. Eat healthy. Drink plenty of water. Take your vitamins, visit the campus health center, and get outside and enjoy the spring weather. Step 3, treat yourself, because you're awesome. Attend a baseball game, attend a softball game, come out to the spring football game, visit Eagle Lake, participate in campus activities. Finals week is coming soon. Enjoy the rest of your semester.
Yo, why are you looking at bags, bro? What you need is a chick magnet. You put me in your room and boom, chicks. That's what I'm talking about.
Welcome back to Morehead Today. We're here with our musical guest, Mr. Michael Farr. Thank you again for joining us today.
No problem. Anytime, David.
So what's the next song you're going to do for us?
This is a Rolling Stones song, and it's called Dead Flowers.
Can't wait to hear it.
All right. Well, when you're sitting there in your silk upholstered chair, talking to some rich folks that you know, well, I hope you don't see me in my ragged company. Well, you know I could never be alone. Well, take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground. You can send me dead flowers in the morning. Send me dead flowers by the mail. Send me dead flowers to my wedding. And I won't forget to put roses on your grave. Well, when you're sitting back in your rose pink Cadillac, well, thinking about some Kentucky Derby days, I'll be in my basement room with a needle and a spoon, and another girl to take my pain away. Well, take me down, little Susie, take me down. I know you think you're the queen of the underground, and you can send me dead flowers in the morning. Send me dead flowers by the mail. Send me dead flowers to my wedding. And I won't forget to put roses on your grave. No, I won't forget to put roses on your grave.
The Eagle Sports Coaches Show with your host, Jason Blanton, covering all the latest news in Morehead sports such as men's basketball with Coach Sean Woods, women's basketball with Coach Tom Hodges, and spring sports such as baseball with Coach Mike McGuire and softball with David Williams. So for the latest news with Morehead Sports, be sure to tune in every Tuesday at 6 p.m. on 96.3 FM, Channel 77 every Wednesday at 6, or on our YouTube channel, YouTube/MSU Eagle Athletics.
And that's going to do it for another edition of Morehead Today. Special thanks to our guest, Kenna Allen from the Student Alumni Ambassadors, as well as Lauren Buck from University Conference Services, and Michael Farr, who was our musical guest. We'll be right back here, same time, same place next week. Until then, Michael, take us out.
Well, my baby don't mess around, 'cause she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really love me when she can't stand to see me walk out the door? Don't try to fight the feeling, 'cause the thought alone is killing me right now. Thank God for Mom and Dad for sticking two together, 'cause we don't know how. Well, hey, yeah. Well, hey, yeah. Well, hey.